Good evening. I would like to address a subject that may be controversial, maybe not, but I know for the most part that there are many who have this belief that reincarnation into this life and onto the earth is a soul trap and it's an imprisonment of the body. Living in the human body is an imprisonment, and it is something that we are not meant to do. That there's this evil being that wants us to come back here when we die, wants us to go into the light and then come back in here so that we can keep coming back and living this horrible life or being prisoners to this evil being or to this world or whatever. And I've come to realize through my studies over the years that that teaching really is not the original and organic teaching of the Indigenous and Autochthonous people, the original people of the earth. The teachings of reincarnation or incarnating back into the earth was not thought of as an evil or bad thing to the first people of the planet. The idea that being born here or reincarnated here or incarnated onto earth is a trap and a imprisonment is really a later day teaching and a new age teaching. And I wanted to read some things relating to or explaining about the Indigenous and Autochthonous people or original people of the earth and their beliefs of life on earth and what it means to them. Okay, so I asked the question, do Indigenous cultures believe that earthly life is a soul trap? I asked this to ChatGPT, and what came up was no. Most Indigenous cultures do not view earthly life as a soul trap or a prison. Instead, many believe life is a sacred, interconnected journey where the spiritual and physical worlds are linked, and earthly existence is a necessary part of a cycle of life, death, and spiritual continuation rather than a place to be escaped. So, Indigenous cultures or the first peoples of the earth do not believe that incarnating here or life here on earth is a soul trap. It goes on to say key perspectives on this topic include interconnectedness. Indigenous souls are often seen as part of the sentient terrain, intimately woven with nature rather than trapped within it. Cycles, not prisons. Many tribes, such as the Inuit and Blackfeet, view life as a cycle of reincarnation or a continuation of life in the spirit world, not as a punishment. And I happen to be Blackfoot on my paternal side, so this will go along with my culture and my people here in North America. So my people do not believe that life in the human body is imprisonment. That life here is cycles, not prisons. Path of life. Life is often considered a spiritual journey or a path that leads back to the Creator or the ancestor realm, which is seen as a natural continuation. Diversity of views. While some traditions have concepts of reincarnation, which could imply a return to earthly existence, This is typically viewed as a way to return for a purpose, such as to help the living or continue learning, not as a trap. So coming here and incarnating into human life or into the fleshly life or earthly life is seen as a way of learning or helping the living coming back to serve a righteous and upright purpose on the earth, not as a trap. So while some New Age or esoteric views as seen in some discussions argue for a soul trap theory, this concept is generally not found within traditional indigenous cosmologies. The focus is on a harmonious relationship with the land and the spirit world. And so that is the way of the indigenous and autochthonous people. And this is just something that I wanted to touch on because I have gotten caught up sometimes in this reincarnation thing too. And sometimes when things get really bad here or I'm having a hard time, I feel like, oh, this is just some type of prison or some type of trap. And you know it may be, but it's not because, oh, coming here into the earth is that. It's beings that are here right now making it into a trap or into a prison. But that wasn't the original purpose of life on earth. And that's not the way it was seen in the beginning of life on earth. Living life on earth was a natural part of the process of existence. And it wasn't supposed to be for suffering or being tortured. It was to celebrate life, a part of your existence, and to learn what it's like to be in the physical form, and to use earth as a tool for becoming deities or becoming God or becoming like God or advancing in our deityhood or godhood as little gods, daughters and sons of the big God. So this teaching about reincarnation and life being a trap and being in a prison does not come from the original cosmologies and teachings of the original people. That's a later day teaching that come from later day beings and some new age spooky ooky type crap. And so, I have to sometimes catch myself and not allow myself to be pulled into something that's outside of my culture and outside of the original people, which I am one of. And I just wanted to relay this and share this as the original thought and way of the original people, and to bring that back into the consciousness of the original and autochthonous people who have been pulled out of that into the ideas of foreigners and beings who really don't know what they're talking about, or they're purposely trying to mislead us, one or the other or both. So thank you for your time, and I have more on this subject that I would like to touch into in another video, so as not to make this one extra long. All right then, thank you, bye-bye. For now, I'll get back to you. Yeah, all right.